You Nintendo haters can thank the Switch 2.
What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
Alright, so a remaster or a new version of the critically acclaimed Red Dead Redemption 2 could be headed to all consoles this year. And you guys are going to have the Nintendo Switch 2 to thank for that. But before we get things started here, we are still on the road to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're into Nintendo Switch 2 Insight and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, and also let me know what you think in the comment section. So it's funny to me for all the hate that the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo gets. One of the most requested next-gen updates and current-gen updates seems to be coming this year, and that's all thanks to the Nintendo Switch 2. So, if you guys don't remember, a couple years ago, Red Dead Redemption was rated for the Nintendo Switch. It was rated for the Nintendo Switch, and then a couple days later, or maybe even the same day, that rating was mysteriously taken down. So people figured, oh, that's an error. There's no way that Red Dead Redemption 2 would come to the Nintendo Switch. It's too weak, right? That was clearly a clerical error. But I told you guys back then, in this tweet, the Red Dead 2 listing being removed doesn't guarantee it was wrong. Could have been Rockstar complaining. Also, could have been for a different Switch, which I would prefer. So we've had people constantly requesting a next-gen update of Red Dead Redemption 2 for current-gen consoles, especially those of us wanting a 60 frames per second version of Red Dead Redemption 2 on consoles. And it appears that thanks to the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, we may be getting just that. So the new rumor here is that the Switch 2 will be getting a version of Red Dead Redemption 2, but also the PlayStation 5 and presumably the Xbox consoles will be getting a next-gen update either at the same time or around the same time as the Nintendo Switch 2 version's release. Now, if this is handled the same way that Red Dead 1 was handled on the original Switch, it means that this could be a straightforward port, and also like what happened with that version, which came out literally because of the Nintendo Switch, and you can tell that the Switch was the reason that that game, that port was made, because they just came out with the game on the Switch and the PlayStation 4. There wasn't even a native PlayStation 5 version of that game, and they didn't come out with an Xbox version at all. They just told you just use backwards compatibility on the Xbox. Like, they didn't even bother to make an Xbox version. So those two items right there, combined with what's going on with the Switch 2 launch, should show you that the reason you got another port of Red Dead Redemption is because of the Nintendo Switch. They wanted to make a version for the Nintendo Switch, and they just brought the PS4 version along for the ride. And the reason why Red Dead Redemption 2 is apparently getting a re-release for current-gen consoles this year is because Rockstar wanted to bring this game to Switch 2, and those versions are coming along for the ride. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a cut and dry port like what happened with the first Red Dead, But don't be surprised if it is. Like, outside of probably getting 60 frames per second support on the consoles, don't expect this to be that much better than the PlayStation 4 version. They might not go all out on this. Remember, they still have a new GTA to hype up, so they might not go all balls to the walls on this port. And also, just like the Red Dead Redemption port, it's probably more than likely going to be handled by a outsourced developer. But they did a decent job on the original Red Dead, so they're more than likely going to probably even go with that same team to do this, because they have familiarity with, I always screw that word up, with the Nintendo Switch hardware. So like these developers have said in the past or recently that pretty much if you know how to develop for, even though the Switch 2 is significantly more powerful than the regular Switch, they said that the development is very similar. Like pretty much if you can make a game for the Switch, it's very easy to make a Switch 2 game. So yeah, all the Nintendo haters out there that bash the Switch 2 and have been bashing these systems, it's funny that you can thank Nintendo and the release of the Switch 2 for presumably getting an update for a game that you guys requested a current gen update for the most, probably out of this entire generation. So you're welcome.
People like you who desecrate things they don't understand, when the truth is you should say, thank you, man.